Stop making mistakes with James Bond style. Okay, this is not the video where a guy with a YouTube channel starts screaming at his poor audience. This is not that. Trust me. There are tons of videos out there, and you've seen them. You've seen these so-called style gurus and people like that yelling at you for this and that and calling you out. This is not that. This is a little bit more pleasant. And the reason why I wanted to make this video is mostly because I have made almost every single one of the mistakes I'm going to talk about. There you go. There's my mea culpa. No, truly, I have over time. Every one that you're going to hear, I can be guilty of, and you can call me out on it, and I'm going to call myself on it. But I have noticed some things. I've noticed people more and more getting into the James Bond lifestyle, getting into the style of James Bond, and it's great. Young, old, male, female, it doesn't matter. Your background, your culture, it's fantastic. However, there are little how-tos. There's little helpful hints. And by the way, I'm not just going to talk about the problems. I'm not a problem observer. I'm more of a problem eliminator. So in eliminating the problem, I'm going to provide you some solutions. Now let's talk about the very first one. Don't wear things that are too tight. Yes, I've been guilty of this. I've worn jackets that are too tight, suits that are too tight, blazers that are too tight, probably pants that are too tight. The list goes on. So I think I know what I'm talking about here. And this is very important because how tight things are is also about your preference. Like, I don't think this shirt that I'm wearing is too tight, but some people may say, David, you know, your shirt, listen, I've got a big chest. I know I do. My wife jokes about the fact that if I was a woman, I would be a double D. It's barrel chested. I get it. 41, 31, okay? That's kind of the 10-inch differential that I have. So things are gonna sometimes fit a little bit tight. If I went larger, I would have to start taking things in. But there is a solution to not getting things too tight. And there's a few, so stay with me on this one because it's vital, it's important. First of all, use that sizing chart. I know that people say, you know something, let me just watch the Bond Experience, I'll watch his review, and he's only one size bigger than me. I know you do that. But the sizing charts that these brands do, they take a lot of time and effort to put them together. The other thing is, communicate with the brands. Some of the best brands are so happy, so happy to get you the right size because they don't want to sit there and do all these returns. They don't want you to have a bad customer experience. So just ask them a question. Does this fit slim? Is it fitted? Is it skinny? Is it regular size? And they may even say, if they're really good, measure a jacket or measure a shirt that you like and we'll compare it against the different sizes and get you the right size. I've even seen FaceTimes from some of these brands. They want to get you the right size. So use communication and use information to do this, and so you don't get that skinny of a size. Here's another solution that's I've learned over time. Trial and error. Ask a friend. Oh yes, sometimes I'll ask Harris Thomas from Dressing Like Bond, you know, I will actually purchase a small and a medium, or a medium and a large, whatever sizes, I think multiple sizes. I don't recommend this for everyone, but if you can, and you can return something, so be it. These are investments after all. So Harris will give me his opinion. If I really want a good, harsh opinion, I'll call my friend Matt Spazer from Bond Suits, and he'll always tell me, get a bigger size, David. He does, just to be honest. All right, we have to flip the coin now. The second mistake I see people make is they get something that's too big. I know, it's the polar opposite. And I'll tell you what, this is a fashion/style mistake. Fleming writes about this in one of his books. He talks about Brooks Brothers suits, that they fit like sack suits. And that's what they used to call them, sack suits, because they just kind of hang off of you. You know, you look like this dollop of whipped cream melting in the sun. That's not good. You don't want to look like that. You never want to have the clothes wear you. You want to wear the clothes. You own them. They don't own you. So wearing something that's too big, like it's swallowing you whole, makes you look demure. It doesn't make you look powerful like Bond. Bond always looks like he's confident, like he's powerful, like he's military, like he could just take on the world. Well, he looks like that because, he looks like a superhero. Think about superheroes. Are superheroes wearing sacks on them? Are they wearing burlap, just, hefty bags walking around? No, it's tailored for them. So you don't want to get something too big. And this is about all that fit and making sure that you do the right things. Now, one solution I want to put out to you that I think everybody watching this video should do, I'm telling you it's worth it, is to go see a professional tailor. At least once, soon. Have them measure you. Take all your measurements. Be harsh, right? If you're not a 31-inch waist, don't be a 31-inch waist. Be that 35-inch waist. Be that 40-inch waist. But have them take your measurements. Have her take your measurements. And then use that tailor when you get clothing. I use my tailor, Steve the tailor. He's from Italy. He's amazing. He does things that are like miraculous for me, but he knows my sizing. He knows that the way I want things to fit. Build a relationship with that tailor, and the too tight, too big thing won't be such an issue. Now let's stay on size for a moment for the third one that just gets me. I mean, I've seen you guys out there in beautiful suits, amazing tuxedos, great trousers and slacks, and you don't hem them right. Or some of you don't even hem them. They just sit at the bottom of your shoe like elephant tusks and trunks, and you know what I'm saying. They just kind of flop around there. Don't do that, all right? First of all, if you have too much of a break on your pant leg, it's going to shorten your body and make you look sloppy. It doesn't matter how fit and how perfect your clothing looks up here. It'll draw you down. Now, confession. I am not what they call a tall drink of water. Nobody would call me a tall gentleman in any country, I promise you. I'm 5'9" when the wind is blowing up beneath me, and that's about it. So I have to make sure that my pants break, but just barely. And I don't want high waters. I don't want someone saying, hey, where's the flood, Gilligan? But I also don't want things to break too much. On my suits, I hardly have any break. I mean, there's just a hint of it. And that's really important to do because it can really draw you down, shorten your look, and make you look sloppy. So again, that tailor and getting things hemmed properly and looking at it, really, really, really vital. Another one that I want to talk about has to do with your wallet. Yes, it's less about style and more about discipline, dare I say? Discipline 007? Yes, because here's my thing. Don't overspend. And here I am. You're looking at me going, David, I'm sorry, don't you have a channel that talks about like Tom Ford suits? I get it. But I'm at a different point in my life, all right? And quite frankly, not everybody is the same economical status, and they shouldn't be. That's what makes the variety in the world so great. So don't try to overspend. Don't reach beyond your reach. It's not worth it. It's not good for your family. It's not good for your wallet, your career, your savings, and you get into a hole. If you want to save up for something special, absolutely do that. I've seen people do that. I've seen college kids that follow my channel save up for that one, Oliver Brown shirt that they've been craving for, and they save up for it for months and weeks, and that's great. You get that one special piece, and those pieces are more special. But do not overspend beyond your means. It becomes this kind of black hole that it's hard to climb out of. And that brings us to my next one. It's shoes, because if you are going to invest in something, if you're going to put your shekels in one place, put them in good shoes. Why am I saying this? It bothers me. I've seen people wear these great Bond outfits, and then they wear these horrible shoes. They're squared toed, or they're quite frankly kind of junky. And there's a problem with that. And it's not that you're not using the right brand or anything like that. It's like, oh, you got to have this particular brand, or who the hell are you? It's not that. It's good shoes that are sometimes an investment are going to be better for your feet. They're going to be better for your back, your shoulders. And when you get to be the ripe old age of 53, you're going to feel all those shortcuts that you made. The other thing is good shoes last a lifetime. You can change out the soles. They have great customer service. They're better not only for you, they're better for your investment, that wallet that I just talked about. Plus, they look amazing. They're there for your foot, and chances are they have a customer experience that will get you the right shoe for you. They'll customize it appropriately. So if you are going to save up and spend your money, please, I beg of you, get those shoes, get shoe trees, and take care of those shoes. Watch some great videos on how to take care of those shoes and love them. They are an investment. Treat them like you would treat your car. You get your car washed, you take care of your car, you put different oils in that. Do the same with these shoes. Take care of them. It's a big bugaboo of mine. All right, the other thing that we've got to talk about is the way you smell. You smell fine. I can't even smell through this phone. Come on. Here's the problem. It's not about you not wearing cologne or perfume or not enough. It's you wearing too much. Yeah, I'm sorry to say. I've been in elevators with friends. I've been in rooms with friends where I'm just like, oh my God, I'm choking. So here's the little secret with cologne. If somebody can smell you without getting about 1.5 feet close to you, you probably have too much cologne on. You literally want to put a little wisp, walk into it with your chest. Don't put it on your clothes. Put it on bare chest, 2 different areas. I think I have a whole video on this, on how to do it, if you want to check it out on my YouTube. But the other thing is, be mindful of other people. I know you think everybody's going to love your scent. You know, you've picked out that wonderful scent that only everybody could love. It's pheromones. People are going to come running and give you money because of how this thing smells. Trust me, don't put on too much. Don't bathe in it. Don't put it in all the different touch points. Go low and slow. There's never a scene in any Bond movie where a Bond woman goes, gee, you smell good. What is that, Axe spray? Don't do that. Don't put on too much. Begging you. So we've got to talk about body type. Now, this is a little bit different than talking about getting something that's too big or too small. All right? That's about fit. But I'm here to talk about body type. And this is another thing that I see people make mistakes. They say, well, Bond has this body type. I want to wear something like Bond, so I'm going to get that item. But Bond has a certain body type. Daniel Craig has a certain body type. Pierce Brosnan has a different body type. I have a different body type to you. I have lots of people that will get in touch with me and they go, oh, David, I'm the same size as you. And maybe not. But here's the thing, don't buy something because you see it on somebody else. It's that whole thing of don't buy it just because it's James Bond. Make sure that it's you. And making sure it's you is 2 different parts to it. First of all, it's got to fit your body type. I've got like I said, a big chest up here. I have a more athletic build with wide shoulders. Things are going to fit me differently. If you are thin, if you're a tall drink of water, it may fit you very differently. Polo shirts may not fit you in the sleeves as much. You may be just moving around in them, and that might not be the most flattering thing for you, okay? If you're happy with it, go for it. But it's one of those things you have to be conscious about. The second part of shopping for you is make sure you're comfortable with the piece of clothing. Don't do it just because it's Bond. And let me tell you something. I've got like the Massimo Alba trench coat. I've got the Connolly jacket right there. This I've grown into from a comfort stage. The trench coat, I don't know. These are things that I just don't think they're me. You know, I'm wearing a blue polo from Sunspell right now. It's not the Riviera. It's a different one because navy blue polos, it's kind of my jam, baby. Do what you connect with. Otherwise, you're going to be so conscious when you go out there. I can't even imagine right now going out in that trench coat, that green trench coat, and being like, I'm Mr. Comfortable. I've talked about it before. It's a great item of clothing. If it's your thing, hats off to you. But for me, it's not me. So now I've got a collectible. You know, it's like that with some of the sunglasses too. Make sure that you feel comfortable. Pete Brooker from Taylors with Love had a great moment where he returned a pair of sunglasses that were given to him as a gift because they weren't right for him. Kind of made him look a little bug-eyed. But he was conscious about that. On the flip side, here's another thing that bothers me that I don't want you to do. Don't not get something because you think others will be judgmental of you. This is a bad one. I've had friends say to me, oh, I love that jacket that Daniel Craig wore. Oh, but my neighborhood would kill me for that. Or my friends down at the pool yard would just destroy me if I wore that. Or people at work, if I wore that blazer, they would just, who cares? I don't know. Maybe my embarrassment gene died years ago, but unless they pay my rent, which I'm pretty sure they don't, I don't care. I mean, I've had people give comments all day long. I have a YouTube channel with a lot of followers, so I invite that. But you don't. And quite frankly, even if you did, what do you care? This is for you. You know, I admire the people that can just wear a watch or wear a piece of clothing and go, you know what? This is 100% for me. I appreciate other people's comments, spouses' comments, but in the end, this was for me. This was a moment, and if you can't kind of love yourself and love the moment, what's it all for? What's the point of living if you can't feel alive? Isn't that what he said? So please, I'm begging you, don't take other people's opinion too much in as far as making these choices. That's probably the most important thing that you can take away from these to-dos and not to-dos. Okay, now I've got a little job for you. I've given you a bunch of different problems, bunch of mistakes that people tend to make, but this is not an exhaustive list. There's a lot more. So we're going to be doing more of these in a series as time goes on, but I need your help. I don't normally ask for your help, but I'm asking for your help in this. I want you to list below in the comments section some of the bond style mistakes you tend to see. They could even be, and this would be better, ones that you've made that maybe you've corrected. Take a look at it. And what I'm going to do for the next one of these is I'm going to take the ones below in the comments. I'll give credit where credit's due and we'll list them out because this is all about us improving. You know, Bond himself is striving for that better version of himself. Isn't that part of the Bond experience, right? Living those impactful moments that get us closer and closer to who we want to be. So this is all helpful. It's constructive, and I think we had a little fun. I didn't do the whole soapbox thing, did I? Too much? I'll go back and watch it. Anyway, thanks for joining on this little ride. This has been David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. We'll see you all real soon. Take care. Thanks for watching this episode. If you want to be up on the latest from the Bond Experience, just click on this subscribe and subscribe to our channel. You're going to get all the latest and greatest information, plus some exclusive content. And by the way, speaking of content, here's something especially for you, just because we know you. Talk to you soon.